Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is where we upcycle, talk about everything climate change, why you need to change your consumer patterns and all that good stuff. So today we're going to be talking about Greta Thunberg. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I think it's Greta Thunberg. I think in Swedish it's Thunberg. Oh yeah, and there've also been so much controversy surrounding this topic that that Greta has brought along. So we're going to be discussing that today. So and also looking at her speech. So stay tuned. Okay.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people.
There is a lot of rage in this young girl's voice, and I don't know, me being an African, I'm just thinking, how did she even get there? You know, like, I don't know. That's why I'm a bit skeptical about it. Like, would it be the same if an adult had talked about it? Or is it more impactful when a child is talking about it? And if that's the case, then what does that say about us as humans? Because so many grown people have talked about climate change and we did not listen. So is it that it's attached with innocence, that everyone is overwhelmed by this girl?
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems.
It's true, people are suffering, people are dying. Now, people think that politics is the cause of suffering and death that is happening right now. It's not. It's directly linked to the environment, and we are directly linked to the environment. You know, people are dying because people are selfish. And why are people selfish? Because people want more of what is for everyone. Yeah, if we can have the basics for everyone, yeah, and let human beings get used to the fact that all you need are the basic human needs, you know,
are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money.
Yes, no, this is the thing, that capitalism needs to die. It needs to die. And how it's related to fashion is that when you look at YouTube, you see hauls like H&M haul, Zara haul, or this haul. So people buying and buying clothing. But this clothing is polyester. That's number one. It's polyester that is non-degradable. I will keep on saying this, like, polyester is non-degradable. If you put it in the ocean, if you put it in the soil, it can not be eaten by bacteria because it's a synthetic material. It cannot be decomposed by bacteria, so it remains in the environment. That's why this petroleum stays underneath the earth, because it doesn't belong with us, you know. So when I see all these, and when I'm talking about the YouTubers, the capitalism, it's all tied together. Like, it's all tied together. People will go and tell you, yes, you need to buy this jacket, you need to buy, but if you're buying a jacket from H&M that is, how much? $15 or $20, and it's 100% polyester or 100% acrylic, spandex, and you know, you without any care, you are one person and you have 20 jackets. You have jackets for each and every occasion. And some people say, even go ahead and say, oh, I will not, I cannot wear something twice, you know. I think that's just selfish. That is just wrong, and I'm with you, girls.
For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. How dare you continue to look away and come here saying that you're doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight? You say you hear us and that you understand the urgency. But no matter how sad and angry I am, I do not want to believe that. Because if you really understood the situation and still kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe. The popular idea of cutting our emissions in half in 10 years only gives us a 50% chance of staying below 1.5 degrees and the risk of setting off irreversible chain reaction human control. 50% may be acceptable to you.
Yes, she's right. In the next 10 years, we'll only reduce the risk by 50%, and that does not work because then we'll have genetic mutations, because you see species that are turning into other things. You're seeing species disappear, you're seeing new species coming up. So it's real. It's a real thing she's talking about here, that it does not save us from a massive extinction. You know, if you start seeing genetic mutations, it means that, like, the sun as we know it, it's not benefiting us anymore like it used to, because the conducive conditions through which the sun can protect and help us, we've misused them throughout the years. And this started happening around the time of the Industrial Revolution in the 1910s, 1912s, 1920s, when everything, human civilization started becoming more industrial, more based on artificial intelligence. And mind you, all of this needs resources. We need resources for all of this. Okay, let me not take any more of your time.
Beyond human control. 50% may be acceptable to you. But those numbers do not include tipping points, most feedback loops, additional warming hidden by toxic air pollution, or the aspects of equity and climate justice. They also rely on my generation sucking hundreds of billions of tons of your CO2 out of the air with technologies that barely exist. So a 50% risk is simply not acceptable to us, we who have to live with the consequences. To have a 67% chance of staying below a 1.5 degrees of global temperature rise, the best odds given by the IPCC, the world had 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit back on January 1st, 2018. Today, that figure is already down to less than 350 gigatons. How dare you pretend that this can be solved with just business as usual and some technical solutions? With today's emissions levels, that remaining CO2 budget will be entirely gone within less than 8.5 years. There will not be any solutions or plans presented in line with these figures here today, because these numbers are too uncomfortable and you are still not mature enough to tell it like it is. You are...
That is a little bit weird and questionable about our governments, because here is a young girl, she knows all the numbers, she has done her research. It's not rocket science, knowing the effect of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, or whatever it is, like all those environmentally harmful gases. I don't think it takes rocket science or whatever for you to understand how these things can affect us, And I believe that it's upon each one of us to educate ourselves and we know the things that affect us as humans right now, because if we all have a sense of awareness, we would not consume a lot from these capitalist firms. We would question our government for the emissions some industries are putting out in the environment, and we would not be inhaling half oxygen, you know.
Understand your betrayal. The eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you. We will not let you get away with this. Right here, right now, is where we draw the line. The world is waking up, and change is coming whether you like it or not. Thank you.
I don't know, I got a bit emotional, you know, like, I don't know, it's just so sad that the things like some people take seriously, they don't mean anything to so many people, yet we're all going to be affected by this, you know. To be honest with you, I hate to see people wasting stuff. I hate to see people just buying with no regard whether or not another person has, or how is it going to affect, or starting up farms and farms all the time that are not really benefiting the small people of society or the environment or our future as humanity. I'm sorry if I got emotional about this, but I mean, it's sad. It's sad, you know, it's sad. I don't know what we need to change. Is it that we need to change capitalism to something different, like, which is like responsible capitalism? I don't know what we need to do, but I stand with Greta. I do stand with Greta, and through this, what I'm doing, people will understand her message, because I've been seeing people trying to think that what she's saying is for her own benefit. It doesn't matter if she has other reasons as to why she's doing what she's doing. As long as she's doing it, take the best out of it, take what's good from it, and do not criticize her, follow her, you know, like, help her out, okay? Okay, thank you for listening, and I hope you got something from this. Please share, subscribe, like, and I'll be back with my next video. Bye. Thank you. Zoop.